one.
All right.
The battle. This is going to be good. With Benny and Az.
Thank you, Darcy. Appreciate that. See, I'm getting my money's worth. I need to get my money's worth.
Absolutely.
Let's move on. Look, I know last week both myself and you got fairly ranty about people
Being dickheads.
Yes, and now people are still being dickheads. There's a lot of people still being dickheads. And by the time, as I said, again, you hear this, though.
Who knows what's going to have happened?
Exactly
honestly.
right.
We could be locked down. Could be the new Hunger Games. Like, we just don't know.
Yeah, I have seen some things on Facebook saying which Hunger Games district are we in.
Yeah, may the odds ever be in your favour.
But I'm concerned, though, because people have now gone... like supermarket, all that kind of thing has now petered off.
Somewhat.
Because,
I was in the shops today. There's still no shit tickets.
But there are. And apparently you've got to get there at the right time. But now, instead of, like we were saying, that now they're letting the elderly have their time, there's now emergency services.
So there should be.
That's Coles. That's Tuesdays, Thursdays, and that's what they said last week.
Right.
So I'm saying last week is by the time this podcast comes out. But I'm talking about the irrational rush on stocks and things like that. That's what I really was concerned about last week. And I'm still kind of concerned about that. However, though, other lockdowns have occurred now. So, like, obviously pubs and clubs and all that kind of thing. And maybe they're letting this amount of people in, this, that, and the other. Obviously, we do know that there's, you know, if you're going to get married and there's only 5 people there, there's the celebrant, you. Now, this has also caused a bit of trouble in terms of what we're talking about in terms of what a marriage is, because now marriage can be between a woman and a woman and a man and a man. But they've said it's you, the groom, the bride, the witnesses, and people have
and the
gone,
registrar, not the celebrant.
Yeah, and then they go, hang on a minute, that's the wrong wording. Well, it might be the wrong wording, okay?
Does it matter?
It might be the wrong wording to you now, except, please, come on.
Just let it ride.
You just need to go, okay, I understand in this time that we're in, unfortunately, they've chosen the wrong word, and that's okay, but it doesn't...
Let's not get caught up in the little things.
No, that's right. They've just come out and they've made a statement. Now, if that's wrong, don't hook on that kind of thing and go, the government is shit, the government are they don't know what they're doing and blah, 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 that kind of thing.
When was the last pandemic that the government went through? They don't know what they're doing.
Well, the last pandemic that this country went through, I believe, was
Spanish flu, 1920.
1919, 1920. Now, back then, people were...
Great Depression as well.
Yep, people were calmer. Oh, and the Great Depression wasn't then, was it?
After the First World War.
Okay. I don't think it was quite...
It was around the same time. Like it was it might have hit after the Spanish flu, but it was around the same time. So people were a lot calmer. I think it was down to the fact that men wore hats.
What do you mean?
Well, kept them calmer. Like you'd tip your hat to a lady, you'd take your hat off when you went inside. You were more mindful. You had a hat. And plus it looked badass. You seen those suits from the 20s, like when they got all the gangsters and shit? Have you seen like the underbellies where the shitty ones after the first one, but like...
You mean Underbelly Razor?
No, that was the 1800s.
No, it
was 1890.
No, it wasn't. It was in the 1900s.
Oh, well, I saw some show The Real Underbelly or something, and they had like 1920s gangsters, and they took mug shots of them, but they were in sharp pinstripe suits and hats, and they looked badass.
Are you thinking about Chicago in the 1930s?
No.
Are you talking about Australia?
Yeah. They had an archive of mugshots from...
Yeah, I remember that well. Let me build a year up.
They had an archive of mugshots from, I think it was Surrey Hills Police Station.
No, wait a minute. I need to build one up. keep
oh, no, that's pretty much... I love the suits. They look dapper, man.
Can you keep digging your grave while I chug beer?
I don't know about you. But I don't know, maybe hats kept heads cooler. Like instead of, carrying off and asking for the manager at the first drop of the hat, people just sucked it up and went on with their lives.
Isn't that becoming a term right now? Carrying off.
Well, Karening.
Karening. Karening, sorry. Sorry, Karen.
I want to speak to your manager.
Sorry, Karen.
Speak to your manager. I'll speak to your face with 5 knuckles. Oh, sorry. I'm sick of seeing Karens right at this moment, and it's just...
Let's get back to the supermarket for a second.
Oh, yeah. Well, there's plenty of Karens in the
supermarket. What's the shortage at the supermarket at the moment, other than toilet paper?
Rice, pasta, pasta sauce, flour. Flour's a big one.
Now, flour. Why flour?
Well, you can make bread.
But what else do you need?
Yeast. You can unleaven bread. You can make flat bread. You can make, pide. You can make all sorts of bread without yeast.
Mm-hmm.
You make whatever. You make flour things.
People are
tortillas.
Yeah. People are getting into the yeast, right? But what happens when there's no more yeast?
Well, there's no more fat bread.
Yeah, I understand that.
No more beer.
That's a special kind of yeast. That's a different culture.
Where are you going with this?
Unhygienic women could make a shit ton of money.
God, no. I think we talked.
Come scrape this and make your bread. Sourdough.
Oh, bro. No. Why?
Now, some of the naturists will tell you that...
Worse than putting breast milk in your coffee.
It's possible to do so.
Yeah, it's very unhygienic. We did a story.
That. I'm sorry. I'm not going to go and have
We did a story many, many podcasts ago about vag yogurt. We did. Woman was making yogurt out of her cultures obtained from her vagina.
That's right.
And
it
made people sick.
It makes me sick now.
Very sick.
Jesus H. Christ.
He's not going to help us right now, honestly. I think he leant on the reset button of Earth.
Yeah,
realistically.
I'm now. Is this Earth going rage quitting? Is Earth
rage quitting?
Now, if you don't know what rage quitting is, Burble listeners, rage quitting basically is when you're in the middle of an online game, say Street Fighter on your PS2,
Modern Warfare,
all that kind of thing, and you're playing, and like maybe the person who gets the shits and gets killed the most just goes stuff it and just ends the match.
Basically takes the bat and ball and goes home.
It is the electronic version of taking the bat and ball and off home, right?
So do you reckon Mother Nature's rage quitting?
I reckon Mother Nature
I think she's just going to send everyone to their room for a couple of weeks to think about what we've done to the planet.
Yeah, probably. But a couple of weeks, though, this may last for a little while longer. And I did pay for all those bumpers that Darcy made, so here's another one.
This is The Burble with Benny and Az.
Now, as a lot of things are closed, I want to talk about brothels. I want to talk about brothels. I want to talk about the neighbourhood rub and tug. Not just the Thai massage. It could be any...
the old happy ending parlour.
Could be the happy ending parlour. I need to talk about
Titty
these.
bar.
Titty bar.
Well, they're closed.
I tried so hard this week to come up with something that was funny that I could relate to bed knobs and broomsticks. The only thing that I could come up with was fleshlights and broomsticks.
Social distancing.
But
so you've got to use hand sanitizer for lube instead of KY, though.
Now, and that thing...
Ooh, that'd sting, wouldn't it?
Oh, my God. Can you imagine?
Putting your member in a fleshy tunnel full of basically alcohol.
The eye would hurt.
Oh, it'd get in the eye.
The eye would hurt.
Oh.
Hello, ladies. You don't know the pain. You don't know the pain. Look.
Well, no, actually... You've reminded me of something.
What?
Now, where was I think it's in the USA. It should be in the USA. There are a group of sex workers, right? Strippers.
I can tell you there's plenty of sex workers in the United States.
Anyway, so they're
the president's been with one, hasn't he? Let's look that up. Yep.
Well, he's been with plenty because his face is No, they've created a new company because they can't do the rub and tug and they can't do the quickie around the back of their Circle K or anything like that anymore. So they've come up with
what? The back of the Circle K?
Circle K, isn't that what they call their servos over there?
I have no idea.
Actually, no, they call their corner shops Wawa in Philadelphia.
Yeah, there's Wawa. Yeah,
I love that name, Wawa.
Yeah, at the local Wawa.
Anyway, so they've come up with a company called Boober Eats. Seriously, this is a thing.
Do not tell me mature women who are lactating.
No.
Go around to people's houses.
No, you've
and they
thought
just
well too much into this.
hook on the teat.
No, basically, it's just a bunch of strippers and hookers that you ring instead of Uber Eats. They'll go out, get your food, come over, give you a bag full of food and show you their tits.
And that's it?
Yeah, that's how they're making their money.
But what about the social distancing?
Yeah, they could still like put the bag down on the step, go back out on the lawn and just hoof them out.
Tits
out. Happy days.
The nudie booths. Let me ask you about this.
They were never clean, bro. That's probably where the coronavirus come from.
Okay, I understand that, they're the porn version of the Petri dish, but like, I'm just saying, like, but at least the performer is protected. Are they not? Somewhat. There's the ropey jet of happiness, gum the sliding door.
It'd be like the a much darker and nastier version of the Macca's pickle going down the water. Yeah, look, here I've got it. I've got the story. The new this is a week or two old. So like by the time you get it out there in Burble land, it's going to be very old.
Ropey jetted out.
The pandemic has forced many businesses to shut down, but one strip club in Portland, in Oregon, is bouncing back with a novel way to give customers what they want: food. So dancers at the...
Are you telling me that they eat food at the strip club?
You watch them eat. Oh, that's a massive section on Stay Home Hub, isn't it? Just watch chicks eat stuff.
No. If you go to a strip club, there's no way in the world that I'm eating any food that was prepared in the kitchen there. That.
Like, that's one place where you practice social distancing and disinfect everything, and we've been doing that for years when you go in there. But no, the Lucky Devil Lounge over in Oregon, right?
What?
The Lucky Devil Lounge.
You're a lucky devil.
It's got a new venture called Boober Eats. So the lounge takes and makes orders. See, well, there's the first red flag. The food's been cooked at a titty club.
That's what I'm saying. Who eats food at a titty club? Not even nachos. That.
You don't know what the sour cream is on top of the nachos.
You can hide flies in the salsa and no one would know. Oh, we've got all these flies that are banked up. Flies that get in near the window, they die and they drop in the tracks.
It's just extra protein.
It's extra protein.
But long story short, you ring them, they cook your food, they come over, you get to see their boobs, and, yeah.
Do they enter the house?
No, they drop off the food and then tit out.
So they Janet Jackson at the Super Bowl kind of deal.
Well, I think you'd have to pay extra for Justin Timberlake.
I'm sorry.
It was.
Janet, you knew that.
See, this is the problem.
She had a metal bloody star over her nip, over the areola, over the Jackson areola. She knew what she was doing.
This is the problem with the world. Now, I've said it before on podcasts. Now, America, you can show 400 deaths a second in a G-rated cartoon by guns, but the minute a titty comes out, everyone loses their collective minds.
They do. That's right. Yeah,
oh my God, you're disrupting the fabric of society with a boob.
I think you said that in season 1 of the...
I've said it a few times.
I've said it before, and I'm all with these businesses trying to survive. Because
absolutely.
Do
what you got to do.
As much as we're joking at the moment, though, over 1 million jobs in this country are gone.
And
currently.
Christ knows how many are by the time this hits your earwaves.
Yeah, it is very, very sad. However, though, that is entrepreneurial for the sex industry, which is...
Well, they've got to eat too.
Eat what?
Like, generally have a house and food and electricity and stuff.
I understand.
You've got to pay the bills, bro.
I understand that. However, though, I don't know where I'm going with this, but look, I don't... Look, I'm not a regular customer of the sex industry. I'm not. I'm not.
That sounded very politician.
I'm not.
You're like you've been busted having sex with a hooker in Parliament or something. You're like, no, I am not a regular customer of the sex industry. Just the way you said it. I get where you're going, but sorry, that was funny to me.
I've had outdoor sex. Swallow it.
What the Why? Why is that even relevant? Did you pay for outdoor?
No.
Did you pay for outdoor sex? Then it doesn't matter.
It was a girlfriend.
Yeah, that's fine.
But it was
We've all done that.
It was on the bonnet of a Suzuki Mighty Boy. And for that,
where was the room for you? You can only fit one person on a Mighty Boy.
This is The Burble with Benny and Az.
All right, Benny, I've decided I think we need to bring a new segment into the podcast.
Right.
Sport.
There is no sport, stick.
Going to do the